Welcome back. It's me, it's Johan. Let's get into the live chat. I hope, of course, this one finds you doing good. We're still going. This is number 3. Hope you found a lot of value. Hope the microphone is loud enough. Lighting is a little better, so you should be able to see me, and I can respond back to you guys in turn. Let's get right into it. All right, so here's the agenda. You guys can see it right there. We'll go for about 20 minutes. I'm making a hard left turn from watching kickboxing into talking about nutrition. I got a little bit of a cold, or I'm getting over it, so I sound like I have cotton stuffed in my face, but I'm good. So I'm really going to have to try to project my voice a lot more than normal, which is just barely audible in general anyway. But now, this is me shouting. This is me shouting right now. Anyways, 20 minutes. I want to ask, because I've been asked, but I want to pose this to you guys. Can you drink alcohol the same as you would when you're eating, dieting, when you're eating to try and build mass or lose weight? Do you have to alter your life, and in what way, right? I'll put that bug in your ear, guys. Let's go through the agenda. Okay, here we go. Piggybacking off that, we're going to talk about lunchtime. We're going to talk about pre-workout as we go further down the list, that meal plan that you guys had on day 1. We're going to talk about that in terms of ratios, like how to set up your lunch ratios for the most optimal workout, yes, but also to keep your metabolism up. Because remember, we eat a certain way to maintain muscle that we build and to keep our energy levels high. Believe it or not, a lot of you guys will ask for weight loss strategies with eating, and probably close to tied for first with regards to what you guys ask for. For me and most coaches and trainers, has everything to do with energy. You want more energy with your eating, and how to do it, how often to eat, what macros. So we eat so that our energy levels stay really high, and secondarily to lose weight or to build lean muscle. We'll try to talk about it in terms of cardio and lifting days. I don't know if we're going to get this nuanced. And then we'll get into the idea of alcohol and how you guys, because everyone has some kind of alcohol, whether you're open about it with me or not. I think a lot of us, I don't know anyone that's really abstains from this stuff. And it is an issue, and I'll tell you why. It's an issue because not for maybe what you think. It's an issue because there are calories associated with it, right? There's associated calories with alcohol, and when we're drinking like a light beer or a wine or whatever, I want to empower you to run it in your head, do the quick math, and figure out how many calories you're probably getting. One of the things you're going to notice or figure out, or one beer can be as much as a pre-workout snack is for most of you guys that are like under 5'8". Okay. If you're over 5'8", you're probably going to eat more for a pre-workout. If you're under 5'8", generally you're needing like 100, 150 for your pre-workout. And that's like one beer. And among us, who is, I guess, not guilty, or who is guilty of going above one beer? And I know some of you guys are too. So we'll talk about it. And then I want to go through interviewing you guys. Even though this is a one-sided affair, I want you guys to join in. I want to hear about your barriers. What barriers do you have? So guys, can you build while drinking alcohol? Can you lose weight while you're drinking alcohol? Okay, it's a fair question. And the reason that it's fair is because everybody drinks. So right off, I wanted to do this. So let me see if this will work right now. So I'm going to ask Google how many grams of alcohol are in a beer. Excuse me. How many calories of alcohol are in a beer?
According to Unity Point Health, Linear says beer generally has about 150 calories, whereas light beer calories range from 50
Okay, so
for a 12-ounce serving.
150 calories, right? Everybody knows that. But then we're drinking lighter beers. We're drinking ultralight beers where there's 100 calories, and all of a sudden it gets really confusing. And the most confusing thing is that rarely do we stop at one beer. How about this? How many calories are in one shot of alcohol? All right, let me ask Google again, because a lot of you guys might do that when you want to know. How many calories are in one shot of vodka? For you vodka
97 calories in 1.5 ounce
and gin drinkers. Okay, we have 97 calories. So that's kind of an average that you want to go through. An ounce and a half of vodka. Let me write this down for you, and then I'll show you how we come to these conclusions. So this whiteboard is takes a little finesse. Vodka or liquor, right? Liquor, we have about 1.5 ounces. It's gonna be okay, and 1.5 ounces of hard liquor, and I think it's 12-ounce beer, and in 5 ounces of wine. Hopefully words are materializing in front of your face. For the whiteboard, there is 150-ish calories. You can do the quick math and figure out what that means for you, right? So here we go. Okay, if we're doing the more fruitier glasses, tiki glasses, use your imagination, these start to multiply a little bit. Oh no, there's another 150, there's another 150, and all of a sudden we have a meal in alcohol after 6 or 7 p.m. Be apprised of that. Here is something even more simple than that, you guys. Okay, here it is. Here is the magic of alcohol. It's about 7 calories per gram, or yeah, it's about 7 calories per gram. And there, I think, is 28 grams in 1 ounce. All right, you guys. I'm going to allow you guys to do the math. But, yeah. We know, like, a beer's 12 ounces. It's maybe 10% alcohol. That's 22 grams, right? Because if that would be 280 grams, it's 22 grams in 1 beer. 22 grams times 7 is about 150. Just know what this right here means. Whoop. Okay, well, just take a look at our whiteboard here. And remember that it's 7 calories per 28 grams. Okay, all right, 7 calories. That looks something like this. So let me see if I can do my John Madden impression right now. Okay, I like to visualize it in this way. This is pretty easily visualized. Okay, so here are fat calories, And over here, we're talking about calories per portion of macros. So we have different types of macros, right, you guys? Different types of macros. We have protein, fats, carbohydrates, alcohol counts. All right. Fats have the most. Carbs. Protein. They're the same. Carbs and protein have the same amount of calories in them, right? Per gram, period. And then over here is sneaky ass alcohol, right? So right away, you can tell right here, this is the second most of fat calories. So one of the best ways to reduce how many calories you're taking in per day is to knock out this 7 calories per gram right here, which is in the alcohol range, right? If we start thinking about dividing out, let's get rid of a portion of fats, right? That's the first thing we can do. The next thing we're going to look at is let's get rid of how much alcohol we're taking in. And then if we even want to go a little bit further, we're going to slash the carbohydrates. Okay. That's probably the best way you're going to reduce your calories in your meals, in your portion size, without reducing the actual portion size. Just reduce the calories. Just get rid of this right here, right? The fat calories. That's the first thing. Look at this. Look at the globules. They're the biggest. They contribute the most for portion size of calories. So just start there. Why are we over here? Can I do this real quick? Can I change the color? Why are we over here first, guys? We're over here starting with the carbohydrates. I'm not really sure why. And then, of course, we never reduce protein. But why are we starting with the carbohydrates here when look how much we have to reduce just visually? A fraction of this is too small. And we're going to want to cut all of this out. And we're still not even approaching the amount we can cut back in alcohol or even fat, right? So why not start with the alcohol, guys? Or, the fat. And then let's touch on the alcohol because it's the quickest path to success when we're cutting back in our calories. So can you guys achieve muscle mass gain while you're drinking alcohol? Yeah, you can. Why? Because here we go again with the little diagram. Look at this. This is the biggest. This contributes to a huge amount of calories, right? So if you're trying to put on mass, this doesn't hurt you. Now, energy. I just said it. That's the number one reason why you guys are changing your eating habits, because you want more energy. Nothing depletes your energy than asking your body to break ethanol down into sugar, then sugar down into your bloodstream, then take some of that and store it as fat and mobilize this and that. Not to mention the deleterious effects that ethanol supposedly has it does have on your body. Energy we drink it a lot. Our energy, our sleep habits, our cortisol, all those things start to get affected. So this isn't a treatise on why you guys shouldn't be drinking alcohol at all. Instead, I'm just trying to make you guys more aware of the macronutrient that's often forgotten, which is alcohol, and its effects on your metabolism. The second part, can you lose weight while drinking? I really detailed it. We start here with the carbs when we want to lose weight, right? Instead, why not just go like, hey, instead of deleting four calories per gram of carbohydrates, let's delete like 6 for alcohol. Or instead of the 3 drinks we have every night, 1. We can start there and see massive successes. And it doesn't take a whole lot of high brain mathematics, thank God, It has everything to do with feeling healthy and getting back to a normalized eating pattern, um, without restrictions. Restrictions are bad. Restrictions equal diets. And you know how I feel about that stuff, guys. It's not even worth it at all. Um, how many of you guys are eating or drinking a lunchtime vodka or beer? Hopefully, not enough so that if you cut it out, you'd lose a ton of weight. Lunch is a tricky thing, or it can be, right? So let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, let's move on and switch gears. I hope you guys are more apprised of the way alcohol can affect you. Again, think what happens when you have one weekend and you just tie one on in your 10 sheets. You're adding in 1,000 calories, right? Keep it in mind. So, all right, let's change gears altogether again. Okay, see you. Let's head over to the meal plan a little bit. All right, we covered it. We talked about breakfast. We talked about how you guys are going to eat a little bit differently when you have your workout. In the morning, early morning, mid-morning, right? If it's early, we want to fuel that. Some of you don't like to. That's for another day. We fuel that. Then maybe we save the rest of our breakfast for after. And then we start loading up on protein, etc. We still leave room for the snack, right? This snack right here. If we have an early morning, if we have a later morning workout, we still eat our breakfast as normal, but we start to load up here, getting more sugar to fuel that workout. Then comes lunch. And this is, I even talked to a guy yesterday who was on this tear of losing weight. He was doing fantastic 8-9 months ago. And then he had the got married, had his son. Son's getting moved over to California from another part of the country. A lot more hectic here, isn't it? A lot more demands and stress. Changed his eating, and one of the first things he mentioned was that I eat my lunch and my dinner is the same thing. And that already, for me, set off not so much alerts, but it kind of made me think we can change that tomorrow, and he can see big effects, right? And I'm about to tell you why. But for him, I said, oh, well, that's something we need to change right off the top. We don't need those two things to be exactly the same meal and portioned. He's like, yep, I know. I was eating less before when I was on my tear, and I felt great. And this person made a transition into a slower metabolic lifestyle, right? His metabolism's kind of slowed down. Let's get it back up there, right? Why are we feeling like sloggy in the middle of the day? We shouldn't even feel like that. You know what's funny? Hunger makes you feel. We want to do everything we can to avoid hunger. It's part of the reason we enjoy coffee. I don't mean to stand up on a soapbox, but it is one of the reasons, because it stifles our hunger for later on. We can focus on our tasks. But it's always going to be my personal belief that motivation, whether it's, kind of a non-tangible thing, or it's a physical thing like a hormonal ghrelin, leptin, I'm hungry, I need to eat some now. Motivation's sometimes at a premium. And when we're in the middle of the day and we've fed ourselves happily, we fueled a workout maybe, our motivation to eat starts to go up. And that's okay. When we're over stifling it, we're waking up way too late on the weekends to eat and we're not really hungry. Like, why? I like being hungry. I'm not saying you guys should like it, but it's not anathema to weight loss. So we can kind of arrange that differently. For Kim Hicks, I assigned her some sandwiches for lunch, and here we can see that. So her sandwiches are quite filling, aren't they? Goodness gracious. I got her to eat 600 calories in a sandwich. Well, I'll just be honest. We don't prescribe this anymore so much. I don't remember what set of circumstances um, Kim had where I was able to do that, but we're not doing this so much anymore. What we are looking for is probably this right here, like a of high amount of protein right here, protein in our lunch. I mean, 63 grams is ridiculous. At least now you know, guys, that it's possible to get that much. Oh my God. So, what can I say? I've changed as a coach. I've become a little bit more uh, this pattern that I'm prescribed to you guys is a lot better, right? It's a lot better. Getting in lots of protein, as I put right here, is definitely the key for success, and I give her an alternative. Here, a lot of us are working out middle of the day, right? Middle of the day, we're getting in our workout, and hopefully we're burning a minimum. Let's make these circles red. It stands out a little bit. Anyway, we're burning a minimum of 400, 380 calories during our workout, right? And there are plenty of resources to show that jumping rope, hit intervals where that interval part is really high, that you can burn more than that. You can burn 500 in an hour more. If we incorporate our lifting, we're burning after the workout. We got to fuel this. We can't just expect that we're going to burn 500 calories because we step foot in the gym. We have to fuel this. We have to get our body to a point where it's ready to go past burning half carbohydrates and half fat to more fat, right? But to get to that stage, we have to not only be in pretty good shape, so that happens earlier in the workout, and we can spend more time burning fat and total calories. We have to be in good shape, but we also have to fuel our workout so that we can push the VO, oxygen consumption, and our heart rate up. I'm sure you guys are maybe tired of me talking about this, but it's true. Break that lactic acid threshold, and climb. Okay? We got to do that as soon as we can. So if you're in really good shape, that means hitting it hard. As soon as you get in the gym, you warm up. You're hitting it hard. You're getting the fat burn quicker, passing that crossover point. Don't worry about the key terms. Just know that we want fuel to hit it hard. How do we do that? We got to get just enough sugar. And this is why for this one, for her, I prescribe the banana, the 27 grams of carbohydrates. It's a ton of sugar. All those things that are wildly, hashtag unpopular tweet is getting in this amount of sugar before your workout. But look at this also over here, guys. It's only about 100 calories, and that's cool for most of you. For most of you, especially if you want to keep your metabolism super high. We do that. We prime the pump. That was the old phrase that we used to use back in the day. We prime the pump. We allow our bodies to burn fat, to get the heart rate up, to get to that crossover point, to break the lactic acid threshold. So, just to recap, we're going to get a ratio of lunch of calories that's kind of, again, let's go back really quickly because I got to get out of here in a minute to go train. Pretty late as it is. But we'll go back to this little image right here that I'm so in love with, where lunch is in the middle. Lunch is right here. And look how few, this is calories, guys. This is how many calories I want you throughout the day to eat. We're here today and we're here. I want your lunch to be the least amount of calories, and I want your pre-workout. This is going to be pre-workout today, to have slightly more than your lunch, but I want this lunch right here to have a good amount of protein. Like it's high enough in protein so that we're building, right? We're building, we're working to stifle hunger long enough so that it hits deeper in the day and we're ready for our 5 o'clock, 4:30, 4 o'clock workout, especially if we're early birds. Some of you guys out here waking up at 6 and going 3 counties away, you're driving this, all that, you're up early, your body's really going to be craving around midday, but just give it that protein, let your body empty. The gastric emptying happens slower, but we're still able to get it. What kind of protein? It doesn't matter. Casein, whey, hemp, much ado has been made about the type of protein that maybe we'll bring it up on one of these live chats, but it doesn't really matter, guys. I'll tell you why another day. And lastly, that snack, this one's got to be higher in sugar. And this is anathema to the way that gym life has been for decades. But this is the way scientifically and that I've seen which works. Where we're able to fuel a workout and get our bodies and our VO2 high enough and our heart rate so that we can continue working out for long durations.